sound, so maybe you can help me. This is what happens when you haven't done a live stream for quite a while, and I just plugged in my lab mic and it says it needs updating the firmware and it keeps crashing. So apologies. I think you're going to have sound, but I got a feeling that it's not coming out of this microphone. I think I don't know where it's coming from then, if it's not coming out of the microphone.
I'll go outside and see if I can hear one.
No, that won't work.
Right.
Because I need to go outside to see if you can hear it.
Yeah, I'll see if it's working.
No, we know it's working because we just tested the sound. Sorry guys, bear with us. We might there's a strong possibility we're going to cancel this one, but tell me firstly if anyone can hear the sound, and I'm going to go over here. I'm going to talk into this microphone, see if you can hear me. If nobody...
Oh, looks fine, sound is okay.
Thank you, Roy, I know, but I'm not sure if it's coming out the phone or coming out of this microphone. Did you hear me when I went over to the door just now? It's going to make a massive difference as to whether we're going to go out on the streets for a walk to take you around the streets, because if the mics are not working, we're not going out because the sound will be appalling. So I'm just going to go over here. Let's give it a few seconds troubleshooting just with me. I'm going to go outside here. I'm going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3. Now, did you hear me? Roy, did you hear me count to 10? Probably not. Just let me know.
You stopped at 5.
Okay. Then the sound is not working.
Barely hear you by 8.
Okay, so the sound's not working. So I'm going to unplug this. All right. How is the sound straight off of the phone? Because we could probably use this, but the problem is it picks up loads of ambient sound. How are you all?
He's happy, Shiraz.
I am sort of happy. Here's the room we're in. Ravi, how are you, mate? How are you, Shiraz? Look, we're over. Let me just turn the camera around so you can see where we are. We're in Sungai Petani. No, we're not.
No, we're not.
No, we're not in Sungai Petani. We're in Hat Yai. We're in Sungai Petani the other day. So we've got a nice view. Michelle's over there. Say hello, Michelle.
Buddy. Roy says Thai skyline. It absolutely is. And Cringe says nice room.
Looks really plain from here, doesn't it? Just plain walls. I think we're going to do something I haven't done for decades, which is just use the phone microphone. So we'll see if that works. Now, this is a really weird thing. I've got these Rode microphones, and when you plug them in with a USB cable, it automatically kicks up their little bit of software, which is great. And it means that it means that you get really, really clear sound. But when I turn it on at the moment, it comes up with a thing saying update your firmware. Now, I put it on at 5 minutes to broadcasting, and in that 5 minutes we've connected it to every phone in the room, every laptop in the room, every internet connection we can to try and update the firmware, but nothing. It just kept saying firmware failure, cannot use, so we can't use them. I'll sort that out for next time. How are you all? Questions? Any questions? And it's really hard to start a live stream when the first 10 minutes is a complete and utter panic. Let me chillax, kick back and relax.
Can you show them that the storm is coming in?
Look, it's 2 hours to sundown, but look how dark it is. The camera actually makes it look lighter.
It does.
But look at that. So we want to go out there and have a little walk around, take you around the streets. G'day, Dwayne. So we want to take you down and have a little wander around. But we have had storms every day for the last few days. And it looks like we might get another one coming in. Let me give you that view for a little while. Sharon, no, we've crossed over the border into Thailand. So we've decided to come and have another tour. One of the reasons we went out of Thailand back into Malaysia and then came back into Thailand is they've changed this month. They've changed the visa situation, so you get longer visas. So we arrived in Thailand last time just before the visas, and we only got a 30-day, and it's not really long enough. By the time you sort of, chilled down, relaxed, and then they announced they were doing a longer visa. So Michelle and I said, well, let's go back down on the train, cross over into Malaysia. And we had a lovely little stop in Sungai Petani, or Sungai Petani, however people want to pronounce it. And then we've come back in and we've got a longer visa, so we can spend a bit more time in Thailand. But while we were in Malaysia, we were having all sorts of deliberations. We've been to Japan, South Korea, back into South America. We've been our brains have been sort of like actively trying to think of what we want to do next.
In our heads, we've been.
In our heads, we haven't actually been to these places.
Just deciding what we're planning on doing. It's been a bit tricky. Well, not tricky. We've just been deliberating.
Yeah, because we're never sure. People say, oh, you should plan what you're doing. Let me relax down a bit. I'm a bit stressed by the microphone.
Actually, Sharon says Sungai. That's how we said it. This sun. She's put Sungai.
I don't care. You know me, Michelle. I don't care how people want us to pronounce it. I'm not bothered. I mean, we've been to over the last 7 years. We've done sort of 8,000 different cities. If I can't pronounce a handful of them wrong, I really can't be bothered.
We've always said, what time is it over there?
Oh, thank you. Was that Rue?
Oh, yes.
Is that Rue? Thank you, Rue.
It's 4:40, right?
But it might get noisier when we get outside, because I think it picks up the ambient sound a bit more. But anyway, we'll give it a go. I'm not gonna spit my dummy out at the moment and not do the live stream. I just kind of like to use these little Rode microphones. But if they're gonna let me down, they're gonna let me down. Now, when we go out of the building, we're having to go in our elevators in the hotel, and we will lose connection. We timed it today. It's about 10 seconds. So I'll mention this again. When we go in the elevators, we'll lose connection, and then it'll come back. Don't worry about it.
Just bear with us.
Sharon, it's really. What was that? Rona has me keeping grumpy.
Rona has me grumpy and keeping very on hour. I've been looking forward to this live. Can't wait for the walkabout.
Beautiful. Well, we ended up I'm calling it Sungai Petani. That's everyone in Sungai Petani.
That's what they call
never
it.
correct us, and they all said it that way. When we got to Sungai, we were told at the first Grab taxi we got into, the guy said, "Why have you come here?" He said, "There's nothing to do." And I think we had really low expectations, so we really quite liked it. We didn't expect anything. We found the people lovely and the food lovely, and Malay people are lovely anyway. So we had a great time. But when we came to over the border the other day and we've done a video. We've got actually a video crossing. I'm working on the edits at the moment, so we've got a really interesting video, I think, coming over the border, and the first day that we arrived here in Hat Yai. But I won't probably be able to mask my disappointment a little bit in we've been probably over buoyed up. Everybody has said it was going to be so great, and you know what it's like when somebody says, that film you're going to watch, that it's going to be the best film you've ever seen, and then you watch it and you think, so
yes, we had high expectations.
yeah, if it's called Sungai, then they ought to learn how to spell it properly. Sungai. That's the way it's spelled. And I know it's the Ngai as in guy, but Sungai, but JD, greetings, mate. I'm saying, JD, I don't know if you're masculine or feminine, but hope you're Aussie, so mate's good.
Dwayne said earlier on, some of the places you've been to look like movie scenes, like from James Bond.
Yeah, they do, Dwayne. I mean, we're a little bit spoilt for adventure and views and things. We see so many beautiful places that our expectations over the years. Thank you, JD. Anyway, mate, whichever way.
It works.
We're all mates in Australia, so it's all good.
Absolutely.
Ravi, stop telling me how to pronounce it. It's Sun Gai. I've renamed it. And you'll actually find the Malaysian government very shortly will make an announcement, and there'll be a Wikipedia change when I get on Wikipedia later this evening with the pronunciation Sun, and I shall write S-O-N, Sun Gai, G-U-Y. It's going to be renamed. I've sorted it out, and it stops confusion for people like myself. So if you don't see that announcement on national TV, you may well see it on the Wikipedia. So yeah, we got here and massive expectations, although actually we met a couple on the border who said to us 2 days was too long for them.
She said, how long are you going for? I said, oh, I'm not sure. She said, oh, no more than 2 days.
Well, we said we might stay a week, and she said, oh, 2 days would be way too much. So that was a lady from Malaysia. But this is very close to the border with Malaysia, so it's absolutely geared up for Malay tourists, and it's chock-a-block. We'll go downstairs shortly and I'll show you. It's chock-a-block with Malay tourists, so it's kind of like a home from home. You just come over, and there's the same people that we saw in Sungai Petani, and we saw in Penang. Actually, a few of my friends from Penang have been over here the last week as well. So, yeah, it's so sunny, Lance. So sunny in Sungai.
But Dwayne says, I actually saw some sugarcane stalks for sale in the grocery store last night. They weren't the freshest, but I wonder what they actually taste like.
The sugarcane stalks, they tend to crush them for, unless they're very. No, I don't think it's like lemongrass. I don't think you can really use them directly in the food. So if they're the big stalks, they tend to crush them for getting sugarcane juice or sugar beet juice. Very sweet.
When they serve it on the streets and things, you have it with ice and lime, don't you? That sort of cuts through the sweetness.
Yeah.
Cringe says, are there any dishes you've had during this trip that you're keen to recreate at home?
Lots. A what trip? I mean, we've been travelling for 7 years, actually 7 years pretty much continually. So, Sharon, we're in the very southern part of Thailand at the moment, just over the border. A little town called Hat Yai, probably called Hot U.
Hat Yai?
Actually, a lot of the old way you used to spell it Hat Yai with a D. So.
Not so little town. Apparently, it's the biggest town in the south.
They say it's big. I mean, we've walked a hell of a lot of this town. We get out and sort of explore on feet. So we've walked a lot of the town, but it's not that big a town, and it's quite unremarkable in many ways, I would say. Well, we're living a life, Sharon. We're living a life. It's it's what we choose to do, and we're probably ready for a bit of a break, a little bit of a stop. Although we've got a lot planned for next year,
We've just got to work out what we're doing within the next few weeks.
Now, here's a message for my mother. She won't like this, but it's to all of you. So I went for a haircut yesterday, day before, and I usually get it quite short on the sides. See that, Dwayne? So I usually get it quite short on the sides, but never less than a 1. So the guy, oh, by the way, here in the south of Thailand, nobody speaks English, so you've got to get by on very basic Thai, or it's rare to find people who speak any English at all. So he sort of said, do you want a number 1 on the side? And I thought, I'm not sure if I do want a number 1. Maybe I need it a little bit longer. So I said, no, meaning, number 2 or something like that. Anyway, so I sort of glanced around like that, and a few seconds later, it went zzz, up the side of my head with just the blade of the trimmer, and I just glanced. I thought, oh, there's just skin there. It's just gone completely taken the hair off, and I said, whoa. and then I said, it doesn't matter. I said, just maybe. I explained to him, not maybe quite so short, but you can see it's pretty short, and my mother won't like it.
Looks like 0. That's right, JD.
It is 0. if I'd let him go, I think I would have just gone for. I would have had this all over. And it's really just very short.
The army looks at Sharon.
The army look. Third largest city in Thailand. Okay. I hardly believe it, but it doesn't look that big, does it?
It doesn't, but I suppose there aren't that many big towns in Thailand. Bangkok. But then what do you want?
Hoi Hin, no, I suppose Hoi Hin's
Chiang Mai?
not that big. Chiang Mai is quite big.
Yeah.
Do they speak Cantonese or Mandarin? Not really, although there's a lot of Chinese here. This town we're in now, Dwayne, is very Chinese because there's a lot of the Malay Chinese that come over here. So I think more so they speak Hokkien and maybe a little Cantonese. I haven't tried speaking Cantonese with them, but it's not common for them to speak Cantonese in Thailand. In most cities much higher up than sort of Surat Thani and the south and the north of there, most people speak English or Thai. You can get by with your English, but down here, because very few, we've seen, maybe I could count on one hand the amount of European tourists we've seen here in this city in the last couple of days, and I think because of that, very few of them speak any English at all.
They speak Malay, don't they?
They speak Malay, yeah. And it's a Muslim area as well, similar to in Malaysia. So there's a lot more Muslim influence here. So after Bangkok and Chiang Mai, this is the third largest city. Don't feel like it, does it? Feels like a large town to me. Yeah, that looks like the. Okay, so I'm only up to the army looks on my comments.
Jeff Mooney, hi, how are you?
Dave, how are you, mate?
Hi from Melbourne.
It'll grow back. I'm not too bothered.
There's Hat Yai Chinese, mainly Tiao Chu and Hokkien. Tiao, is it?
Tiao Chu, I'm not even familiar with. They're definitely Hokkien. They might speak a little bit of Gondonghua. They might speak, because they're not far from Ipoh, which the people there speak Cantonese.
Passa Thai is what they speak, nothing Chinese. That's what JD said.
No, they do. There's quite a few of them speak a bit of Chinese because there's a huge Hokkien community here, and there's, just across the border. We're not far from Malaysia here, so we're really on the border.
I love poetry. Says Steve, your sushi rice recipe is the best.
Thank you very much.
And Morris says hello.
I've got to be careful because I got to scroll through the comments. If my where's the camera?
No,
over there.
Yeah,
I won't.
you're
I'm
away
on the
from
right
that.
way. What is the population of Thailand? Well, you can ask Dougal if you like, Dwayne, because I can't tell you.
I wouldn't have a clue.
Thank you. I love poetry. Maurice is in the house. Good day. What else can we tell you about Hat Yai? Not a great deal.
Roy Aberdeen says good food to have in Hat Yai, which is what we've been told.
We've been told good food and good shopping. Well, firstly, we don't shop because we don't need to buy anything. And secondly, the food is okay. It's not outstanding from what I've seen, and it's very much geared at the Malay population, so it doesn't feel that much different than what we would have got in Songhai or in...
We're not seeing an awful lot of typical Thai dishes.
No, the Thai dishes are far and few between. You don't see so much of the traditional pad Thai, kai jiao. You don't see the things that I traditionally see. There does look to be good seafood here, but from what I've seen, I mean, there's a little market. We might go past it in a minute, and I'll show you. They have these beautiful big shrimp. I mean, they're huge shrimp, sort of, almost like banana prawns, I guess. And the problem is, we've been down there yesterday and the day before, and it looks to me like the same stuff. It's all pre-cooked, and it's the same stuff. They just keep churning over. It doesn't appeal to me at all. It doesn't look fresh.
So Lance Swan says, I'm Chinese, but I can't speak Chinese very well. It's quite amazing to see a Caucasian able to speak Chinese well.
Well, I can only speak a little bit. Sisu Gondonghua. I only speak a small amount, and I can understand quite a bit. But
BK says, Hat Yai good for body massage.
not from what I've seen. I mean, there's a lot of body massage going on. There's hundreds of them. Good. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that there's any sort of. Shall we go and have a look? Do you want to go out, Michelle?
Yeah, I'm ready to go, I think. Dwayne says, would you go to Nepal?
Yeah, I'd love to go to Nepal. It's definitely one of the places we will go to, Dwayne, but I'm not sure when. It just hasn't. I mean, we have some connections with Nepal as well. My parents have been there quite a few times, so it's one of the places I always plan to go, but we just haven't had the chance. So I am going to take you out on the street, and bear with me on the sound. Let's see how that goes. And what else? You will lose connection once we go into the lifts. I just have to put the shoes on. Put your shoes on.
Shoes on.
Here's the room. This is we've got a nice hotel room here. We got a corner suite, lovely view. Michelle's just drawing over. Got to pop the old shoes on. There I am over there looking. No, I don't think we bother tethering, Michelle. We'll just have to rely on me. Rely on me. So, there.
Shh, don't tell them we're going down.
Going out. Go on in. Okay, let me turn this around so you can see where we are. So this is the hotel. It's got a real sort of. Okay, it may disconnect again.